Hi everybody, welcome to the Woodbine Play of the Day for Sunday, October the 29th. I'm Dan Illman along with Woodbine racing analyst Dawn Lupul, and we're going to take a look at the feature race at Woodbine on Sunday. That's race number 8 at 7 furlongs. It's the $125,000 Fury Stakes, perhaps a potential prep for the Woodbine Oaks. Let's take a look at this field. Dawn, two horses are going to vie for morning line favoritism. Well, actually, the one Baby's Mineshaft is the morning line favorite. Post-time favoritism. The 5 Summer Sunday, though, figures to take some money based on the fact that she could be the controlling speed.
She's a really nice filly too, Dan. I'm just a little bit leery. I mean, that race last time out in Queensland was, well, let's just say it was a little bit disappointing. I mean, this is back at her home track where she obviously has a very good record. You can see that for yourselves, but she's undefeated at Woodbine. So if you just go back off her past form, then maybe she's the filly for you. But I would want decent odds off of that last race.
And we'll take a look at her last win at the Muskoka at over the Tapeta surface. She was really a brilliant filly, and it looks like she could get to an easy lead. 7 furlongs might really be in her wheelhouse. She's the one to catch. I think, though, that the horse that she's going to have to beat's the number 1 Avies Mineshaft. Now, maybe Avies Mineshaft might want a little bit more ground down the road, and this is just a prep for something else. But, boy, I loved everything she did as a 2-year-old for Josie Carroll last year, including a runner-up effort in the Princess Elizabeth, where I thought she had a tough trip. She
did, absolutely. And she is just one of those fillies who will run all day. Good horses overcome what they have to do. 7 furlongs. Obviously, she was a nice solid second in her debut at the trip. She can do it. She just really has to get in a good position and get motoring. Inside post position might be the toughest thing for her to have to navigate today.
Yeah, tough trip last time out. She was sort of last in a race that didn't have a lot of pace, then swung widest turning into the stretch, and she got beat by a rail-skimming winner. I think if you switch the trip, she wins the Princess Elizabeth. A couple of other contenders we probably should touch upon. Glamination, who was second in the Ontario Debutante. We're going to look at that race right now. It was a rock-solid performance, but I was a little bit disappointed that she was beaten by a first-time starter.
Yes, exactly. Now you have to start saying, okay, so what's the quality of that race? You know, should she have been a little bit more stout in there? I'm thinking probably, especially considering that it was well into her campaign, she may just not be as good as some of the others.
Queen's Fate is on the outside for the always dangerous Michael Maker bar. Now, she didn't have a very successful winter in the States. 2 starts, she didn't finish ahead of a horse, but she's getting back to the Tapeta, where she finished second in the Ontario Lassie 3 starts back. We're going to take a look at that race. My overall thought is that this filly might want a little bit more distance, and I'm not sure what I thought of the Ontario Lassie as a strong race overall.
Agreed. Absolutely agreed. It's one of those fields, you know, she looked good. She was maybe a little bit flattered in there. I do like her. The outside post position, I think, works in her favor in this short field. She's looks like she's quite committed to be a closer. So, you know, she'll be a little bit pace dependent. She needs them to go somewhat quickly up front, and that just may not happen. So pace might be against her.
The Fury, of course, part of the late pick 4 at Woodbine on Sunday. Who's your top tout?
My top tout, Dan, is going to be the 1 horse, Avies Mineshaft. But I'll tell you what, I like the 2 horse, Love You to the Moon and Back. That's the first-time starter for Mark Cassie. He has used this angle a million times in the past with success. She's been working down at the Cassie Training Center, and now at Woodbine. Her last work, 59-4, got a lot of buzz. She sold for a pretty penny. I think that there's something there, so I'll go 1 and 2 in the Fury.
She's got some pedigree. She's by Malibu Moon out of a sprint stakes winning half-sister to 2-time Charlestown Classic winner Imperative. So you've got a lot to like there. The workouts, the connections, and the pedigree, and she'll be a price to boot. I agree with you. Avies Mineshaft is my top pick. In the pick 4, I've also got a user with the likely speed, the logical Summer Sunday. It's a fun race, the Sunday Woodbine Play of the Day. We'll see you next week.